In this question, we are being asked to determine if the following triangle is a right triangle. So often we use the Pythagorean theorem in this way. We're given a right triangle, such as the one we see here, and we are told to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for a missing side. However, we can also use the Pythagorean theorem in what they call the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, which is you're given the Pythagorean theorem and you're going to test it out to say that if the Pythagorean theorem is true, then you must have a right triangle. So that is what we're going to do here. We're going to identify the hypotenuse and the legs of what could be a right triangle, plug it into the Pythagorean theorem, and then if that statement is true, we know it's a right triangle. If it's false, then it is not a right triangle. So let's go ahead and examine the triangle we're given and identify what could be the hypotenuse. So we know the hypotenuse is always going to be the longest side, so I'm going to go ahead and call this C. And then it doesn't matter which of the legs is A or B. So we're going to go and say this is A and 39 will be B. So let's go ahead and plug it in and say 32.5 squared plus 39 squared is equal to 48.5 squared. And remember, we don't actually know that these are equal. What we're really trying to do is test out if this is true. So if I go ahead and plug in 32.5 squared into the calculator, we get 1056.25. And 39 squared will get us 1521. And then again, we're still trying to figure out, is that equal to 48.5 squared, which is 2352.25. If we add up the left side, we end up with 2577.25. And we want to know, is that equal to 2352.25? And the answer is that those two are not equal. So therefore, we know that this is not a right triangle. So again, anytime you're trying to figure out if it's a right triangle, we're going to do the Pythagorean theorem by identifying the legs and hypotenuse of the triangle, plugging into the Pythagorean theorem, and then testing to see if we get a true statement. If we do, it's a right triangle. If we do not, it is not a right triangle.